Well, I've got here today a little Philips Music Centre, an F1155, and it was dead on arrival, so thoughts turned to how to get it going. It's a later one, you can see that from the amount of plastic there is in it, but as I often say on this channel, a king compared to some of the garbage that they import nowadays. This particular example was actually made in France. Now, these mechanisms are notorious for doing funny things. And yes, it has got one or two red Leicester cheese gears in it, but they seem to be okay, thank heavens. But what it had done is what they always do these things, and they do a doo-doo all over the erase head. Now, you may not be able to see, but where the pole piece is on one side, there's nothing but a big hole and a load of oozing sort of, well, it would have been resin, I suppose, that they put in, which, after the passage of time, has turned to goo, perhaps varnish from the windings even. Because one thing's for certain, it's open circuit as well, this thing, and about as much use as a politician in a crisis. So yeah, that can go in Volnus. The long life head is alright. The pid troll had hardened, so that has been re-rubbered. Now, very odd thing indeed. I found the motor from this lying in the bottom of the cabinet. Not exactly what you want to see. And this bracket simply slots in to various points for different models, presumably. And, well, one half of the bracket was broken. The motor just didn't look right somehow, the way it was set up, and when I finally did get something to happen, the motor actually spanned the wrong way, or the mechanism spanned the wrong way anyway, because they put the bloody thing on upside down. You know, you really should not get fingerpoken and mitten graben. Das Elektromachine is nicht für das Scheitkoffen, as they never said in Germany. So, other thing that needed doing was a replacement cartridge, and it's one of those ones, unfortunately, like this, which replaced the earlier design with its rather attractive shiny top. And when you change the stylus, you actually change the whole cartridge assembly as well, because the ceramic or crystal elements are inside that. So, and there's no way to change that stylus on its own. You have to have the lot. Yeah, talk about a waste. So there we have it. Only problem now is how on earth to get this plastic contraption back together again. I shall see you in a bit. Well, here we are together at last, as an old song might have gone. These can be a bit of a pig to put back together, these 80s Philips. Everything has a particular way of fitting, and that's it. You can only do it one way, and that's their way. But here we go, new cartridge position there, as you can see, and I've got to be honest, this little thing sounds pretty nice.
Mrs. Beardsley Smith, the conscience of this city, a woman with no pity. Mrs. Beardsley Smith, when the Coopers came to town, Mrs. Beardsley Smith came around. Looked at Mrs. Cooper's 42, 24, 36 and frowned. She said, a woman looking like you has got to be be no good. So save yourself some trouble and get out of this neighborhood.
Oh dear, sounds like some of the old trouts that used to live round here. Now when this gets to the end of the record, all it does is switch off the motor. And yes, it will play 45s. The switch is in a bit of a strange place on the front. There it is with all the others. Sauce or Tudor. Well, no, not yes, Thousand Island dressing sort of sauce or Tudor.
2 staff members were abducted during that attack.
And there is your FM radio. This is an FM AM, which you select here.
Dead in her own clinic by one of her own patients.
Medium and long wave there.
Zanarelli, the head of delegation in Afghanistan. The ICRC.
Mono stereo for those hissy stations. Little green LEDs showing you when you tune to stereo, as if your ears can't tell.
Reduce our presence and activities, and in particular in the north of Afghanistan.
Forget the place, it's as fixable as a blown bulb. And anyway, and then you've got the on-off switch here. Headphones, it's only got a tone control this, but as you can hear with it set midway, it produces a nicely balanced sound. It's got a good bass on it really for what it is, and of course balance here, volume there, tuning, full function tape deck, and this now has a working erase head and a pinch roller that works, and 1 or 2 other bits, and the motor that's the right way up, so the mechanism doesn't go backwards and make you think what on earth is going on. It's all been cleaned out, of course. And everything appears to be in fine fettle there too. This is a bit unusual, this set, in that, for its age anyway, in that the power supply cord is not built into it. It's a figure 8 lead, and you can just about see it poking out there. Connections for aerial are there. And do I spy a low output? No, just another aerial. It looks as if they might have been going to fit a pair of RCA sockets there, but they didn't, for whatever reason. So there you are, the Philips F1155. Draws 25 watts from the mains, made in France, way back in the 80s. And as I often say, you'll have heard me say it in the first part, a darn sight better than some of the crapper phones they produce now. See you soon.